what's up? My name is Karrina Pitman. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about my fitness journey and where and how things have turned out the past. I don't even know how to say it because honestly, I've been around fitness my entire life. But ultimately, really the past 10 years, I would say, is when I started to really dive into it, creating a routine and discipline. So when I was about freshman in high school, end of middle school, I started to work out more consistently. And I would go to the gym every day after school. I would drink BCAAs, and I followed like every fitness influencer on the planet at that time. However, the reason why I got into fitness is because my mom does work in the fitness industry and has literally probably since I was like 3 years old. So with that, in high school, I started to lift weights, and we had all kinds of workout equipment already in our garage. So I started to focus on growing my glutes. That was like my number one priority. That was like the big thing at that time. People who were just going viral. And I think from then, my butt was not necessarily flat, but I definitely had like potential there, and that was like my main focus. So I focused on eating high protein and really just working out and doing hip thrusts and consistently, and I would work out before I went to school. So I'm waking up at like 4 a.m. to work out to then go to school, drink BCAAs. Sometimes I would go to the gym with a friend after school and we would lift together. And at that time, I was also focusing on upper body. So I was doing both. I was creating the discipline, I was creating the routine. My diet was really, I was in high school. I tried to do high protein and tried to do whatever I can with the babysitting money that I had. I was really focusing on macros. At that point though, there were so many things that were so, like, everybody on YouTube was talking about if it fits your macros, and then it's like, how do you calculate your macros? And then it was just so much information. End result, I did grow my glutes. That was like the biggest, most exciting thing that I've ever done. And I still have that muscle. So your glutes are your largest muscle in the body. So then throughout that time, I ended up being diagnosed with PCOS and Hashimoto's about 5 years ago. And so I went vegan for a year, assuming that through the vegan diet, because of the dairy, would help my acne and all these things. But being vegan actually, personally for me, made me gain weight, and I definitely was probably the heaviest. I want to say heaviest because I never, talking about weight here, I've never really been past 150 pounds my entire life other than when I got pregnant. So I've always fluctuated. So with that, if you are unaware, muscle weighs more than fat. So when you're recomping your body, it is easy to sit in the same weight. So that's why I personally don't really focus too much on my weight. However, to a degree, it's good, but majority of the time, if you're at like a solid normal weight for your height and your age, then you're really gonna recomp and adjust the muscle and fat and whatnot. So I was vegan for a year. I was eating those Boca burgers and all of these like black bean things, and that's probably why I gained so much, because I was focused on a lot of the heavy like beans for protein, and I didn't like tofu, so I didn't eat that. And so it did help my acne. However, it was not a good time. So then I fell into paleo. And I think paleo is the one diet that has really trajected and changed my life, because I started going gluten-free and dairy-free but high protein. And you know, everybody talks about carnivore and keto, and I've done keto too. Like, I've done practically every diet out there. But really what it comes down to is when I noticed being higher protein and focusing on high protein, that's when my body really shifted. So I started doing paleo, and then around 2021 into 2022, I did 75 hard. And the thing about 75 hard that I personally like, while everybody has their opinion about it, but the fact is discipline at the end of the day with my entire fitness journey has what it comes down to is discipline, being consistent. And I mean, that's just the same thing with anything in life. And so with 75 hard, I kind of did it in my own way, but I still got insane results, which is the thinnest that I've ever been. While I still had my glutes, I never lost that. But I did 75 hard. I did trifecta, the meal prep service, and I just did had one meal of those a day. And then I also I basically ate Chipotle a lot because it was easy. It was rice, carbs, for your carbs, chicken and beans. And that, while monetarily it's not the most cost effective thing, same with the meal prep service. However, it helped me create that discipline and make one thing that I didn't have to think about. So I was walking 45 minutes a day, and then I was also lifting 45 minutes a day, drinking the 1 gallon of water, doing all the things except my outdoor workout. I just made walking. But since I walked so much, it definitely made a difference walking and the lifting. And I did it 2 different times. And I remember one time it was raining, and I walked outside for 45 minutes in that rain in a little loop in my parents' backyard because I was like, whatever, I'm gonna do this. So with 75 hard, I think it was just the discipline, the consistency, and then the dieting, which with my diet, I did focus more on a paleo based. So I didn't fully integrate every little key element of paleo, but I focused on gluten-free, dairy-free, and just high protein. Like I said, the biggest thing in my entire journey I have learned is the protein. It's just having and focusing on high protein and high volumizing foods and walking. And so really what it comes down to is, from my experience, I've done a keto also. And so keto, while it is good in a way, I will say that it's similar to vegan. It's you just start focusing on one thing. That's what makes it tricky. So when you focus on an overarching amount of different things, maybe swapping out of an ingredient that's inflammatory, like gluten and dairy, or the lactose, then it does make a difference in your body. And that's the cool thing is try different things, ultimately everything is a test, and try different things. What sparks your interest? If going carnivore sparks your interest, try it, learn it, see how you do on that, because your body will respond different depending on you. You have different hormones, you have different, how active you can be and cannot be. You are different than the next person, and you know your body best. So for me, being vegan was not it. For somebody else, vegan can be it, and they got 6-pack abs, whatnot. But when it comes down to it, what I have learned through all of my dieting is what can you stick to, number one, as a lifestyle. So outside of 75 hard, I continued being gluten-free, and I started integrating more dairy, but lactose-free dairy. So I was focusing on more cheddar cheese and A2 milk, and not trying to focus on not having the lactose side of things. But also know your fitness journey, your body is going to be trial and error. And that is the thing is right now, for example, for me, I just had a baby, And what worked for me 2 years ago might not work for me now because my hormones are different and my hormones are shifting, and also my time and what I can actually do. So what I'm trying to do is trying to get my water intake in, still make sure I hit high protein, and trying to be active at some point of the day, however little or much that is, as long as I am getting a period of it. So fall into a habit, figure out what it is, and just know, like, it's just like with anything, fitness and health and nutrition is not, number one, a one size fits all. And then number two, it is a up and down slope. Like, you are going to feel your best one day, and then the next day you're gonna not, and that's okay. And so you just keep going, you keep learning, you keep shifting. If your body does not like to eat the same thing every day, switch it up a couple times a week. If you want to go have a nice iced coffee once a week, like, there's a level to it, and understanding there's so much information online, and this falls into my community that I do have linked down below. It's a free community, and it is every single thing that I have learned. So I am not a dietitian, I am not a personal trainer, I am just I'm a certified health coach. However, every single thing that I have learned, I want to share with you, so then you can make the best judgment and stuff for you. However, I'm not liable, period. With that though, you're going to have to shift and figure out what works and what doesn't work for you, because you are in your body, you know how you feel. So after you eat that burger from McDonald's, like, do you feel like crap after, or do you not? I mean, that's what it comes down to. There is so many things about health, and I'm very passionate about a lot of things about health, but I do think that with the life in the world we live in, at the end of the day, you have to do what works for you. And if that means being pressured to not eat vegetable oils, or not do food dyes, or not do gluten or soy or dairy, or be keto, be carnivore, be vegan, be paleo, like, there are so many diets out there. There are so many things that you can and can't do, or shouldn't do, but you need to figure out what works for you. Is that meal prepping? Is that paying for a meal prep service? Is that paying for a personal training program or a health coach? Or is that just figuring out the information for yourself? We are all living different lifestyles, and your body is yours, and you are in it every day. You know how you react to things. So the cool thing at the end of the day with fitness, and where I have come to the conclusion about, is that it's your body, and you get to choose how you want it to be. Do you like the way you look right now? Do you like how you feel? Because your feeling matters more than anything. Do you like how you feel? Do you like how you look? Do you feel confident when you're walking outside? Do you, or do you not? I mean, just get real with yourself, because once you get real with yourself, that is when things are going to change and take a shift in your life. And once you do that, once you make a change, once you make a step forward, then you do the next step and course correct every single day, week, month. But give it time, give it consistency. I think that's what works so hard about 75 Hard, is that you're committing to 75 days of something to see a change. And that's why so many people do see a change, because you commit and you have that discipline and you create that grit within yourself, and you're able to see what is happening in real time and course correct and make a change in a period without giving up. And if you give up, you have to start back over. So pick something, stick to it, and be committed to it, and then see where you're at after a certain period of time. Like, for example, right now I've been posting on YouTube every day, and I'm going to post on YouTube for the rest of the year and see where we're at, and just course correct and give information out that I have knowledge to, and I want to help you. So yeah, that is my rant. So end of the day, your fitness journey is going to be up and down, and you have to acknowledge that, and that's okay. Male, female, it does not matter. You are a human. You're gonna have hormone shifts, and you get to choose what you put in your mouth. You get to choose the activity you do with the time you have, and just do it. Just have a good time, enjoy this journey of life, and enjoy this health journey. And know that the goal you want to get to won't change. It doesn't have to change. It can change if you want it to change, but focus on the goal. But it's the route that you take to get to that goal is what creates the journey, what creates health and happiness, and you knowing what's, you're learning. So, and you're learning about yourself, most importantly. So if you enjoyed this video, I know it's kind of all over the place, leave a comment down below. Let me know, and join my school community down below, and I hope to see you in there, and I'll see you tomorrow.